I was recently asked what is a starseed, so I thought I would share a video with my own perspective, my own experiences, and I guess I put the disclaimer that this is mainly shaped from my own personal experiences, my own inner knowing, as well as from what comes through when I work with clients, whether it's one-on-one or in my group membership, the Etheric Circle. And I guess I will start maybe a bit at the beginning when I was studying kinesiology, and this would have been 2021 or 2022. And I overheard some friends talking about their galactic origins, and I just remember being so not against it, but just like I didn't want anything to do with it. I was very adamant that I was on this earth for a reason, that I was part of this earth. I feel I had always believed in aliens, but I hadn't, um, you know, p- explored any further than that, other than what I'd seen on some TV shows or movies. And to hear people talking about, oh yeah, I'm this, or I'm with this federation, or this council, I was just like, no, not for me. But life has its own plans, and it was with my youngest daughter that I started to have experiences with the unseen, and that led me to learn multidimensional quantum healing. And in that, what kept coming through pretty much straight away was past life stuff. So I was wanting to learn more about that. So I looked for some books to read, and I think it was Brian Weiss, forgive me if I'm wrong, and Dolores Cannon. So I came across their books and just, yeah, loved what I was reading, and loved Dolores Cannon's take, and just knew she'd had so many other books. So I wanted to read more. And I think I jumped straight into Convoluted Universe. And then the precursor would have been she had one on aliens. I can't remember what it was that she suggested reading before Convoluted Universe. So I did that, and I am still only up to Convoluted Universe 3, and it's been probably 2 years since I started that, maybe even longer. And I trust that I will return to it if and when the time is right. But what I will share is that it definitely opened my eyes and helped me, I guess, move beyond my fear of alien abductions and experimentation, I guess. And I still didn't have much come through, or maybe that I could speak to when I was working with clients. It was mainly probably going as far as Lemuria, Atlantis, and ancient Egypt. But there would be times where I'd be seeing like what would look like nebulas or star clusters, but not having the language for it or the understanding for it. And then I started doing some more meditations. I um, can't even think of how the progression worked, but anyway, plant medicine, breath work, my own listening to the replays from the Etheric Circle membership, as well as an Akashic reading. I have had a quantum hypnosis session. Um, I think they're mainly the ways that things have dropped in, friends just offering insight that are more in tune as well. And uh, yeah, that'll pretty much be the ways that it just comes through. And it's just a continual unfolding and just allowing it to evolve. But the funny thing for me is that the more I've been trying to connect to my ancestors, my earth-based ancestors, the more I seem to be going out to the stars. And it's really just been funny how it was really the opposite of what I was searching for. So I guess my disclaimer is I came into this as a skeptic. And where my skepticism still lies is just wondering, is it all just different forms of consciousness? Like, are we all just using different words or names for it, maybe? And what else could that signify? So I'm always exploring and going there, and then always, I guess, trying to rationalize it or just try to make it make sense, which I know the human mind is very limited in what it can understand at this stage, but I also know that there's so much hope, and I know that's the Arcturian in me. So I do claim that. I do know that I have been Arcturian. I was told I had PTSD in the Arcturian War, and when I was actually able to visit that moment that that trauma hit me through a meditation, that so much more made sense. So for me, I need to experience things. So I know I'm an experiential being, and I know through all of my, I guess, and this is why I'm so passionate about the soul remembrance journey, because I've been able to pick up on different things that have happened along my soul's journey, whether they've been on earth or off world. And I know that I have been in many different star systems. I know I have used stargates to travel through. I can get an idea of which ones I've incarnated in and which ones I've just been visiting, traveling through. And I've also been taken to my star home. And I guess this is why I am also hesitant about starseeds. So many people, when they learn about star seeds, they are searching for home, and there's this longing and needing to find home. And I feel like we're here on Earth because Earth is our home. And but I also know that once I did actually return to my star home, which doesn't have a name, and that again then makes it harder for me because I wish it had a name, but it's that far out there that it hasn't been named, and that's okay. But it's that yearning, like so many star seeds have this feeling of being othered and always feeling like you don't fit in. So when you then learn about star seeds and understand that there are these galactic races out there with these personality traits, it's almost like, finding astrology and being like, oh, well, that's because I'm this star sign, and that's a common trait there. It can be similar to some extent that once you find out that you are this from this star race, that and they have an affinity for this, or their energy moves like this, then it starts to make sense. So it's really just understanding more aspects of yourself. And the struggle with the looking for home is because then even once you find it, sometimes it can still be hard and wanting to go back home, and struggling to stay here in this earth, struggling to stay in this body. And that often comes up in sessions with people, whether it's kinesiology or the quantum healing. And so many struggling to stay in this body because it's because of the density, because it is hard here on earth, because things move different, they are slower and heavier, and yet there's still so much just so much to experience here that we haven't been able to experience before. And I guess that's where the illusions come in and where the matrix comes in, that it has maybe potentially turned our earth playground, or our earth school into, um, I guess I don't know, I don't want to name it because I don't feel like it, but I know there's many people that really struggle and are wanting to, start their spiritual journey because they're looking for ascension, they're looking to leave this planet, they're waiting for the spaceships to come. And the way I see it is the more we open up to who we've been, whether it's earth-based or galactic or cosmic, then we bring that back in with us, and we are able to be these transmission towers for the earth and bring these higher frequencies into the earth to help her with her ascension into the 5D, and we can all be in this 5D space together, and we can access more of our multidimensionality there. So I see it as less of wanting to escape to something and more about bringing it in, same as always when we're looking at the mirrors around us, like how can we turn that, what is that mirror trying to show us, and how can we look back in within ourselves? And so I guess that's where I come back into just always questioning the different forms of consciousness. And I guess that's the other thing with these different races, these different star races, that they are or they embody different types of consciousness. And so the ones that were more unity consciousness, more love-based, that were so connected, um, are still quite traumatized from seeing their planets get blown up, or maybe even losing themselves on that planet, and still feeling that shock of that. And so that makes it hard to want to connect to others because you've been in a world where you were so connected, you could feel everything from everyone, and to then feel all of that in one go as your planet may have imploded, was devastating to the soul. And then there's those, I'm seeing this more with the some of the children, is this hive mind where it's being connected on a mental layer, but almost like there's no, or maybe not necessarily no, but there's less autonomy or less sovereignty. So it's having to go with what the hive mind needs. And so having to extract them from that to be in this body, in this vessel, in this mind where you do have free will and you do have your own autonomy. So there's so many different layers. And then as we move into Orion, there's a lot more of the AI based stuff that I see there, where it's people that have been very connected to AI and maybe, and it's I've seen it in different layers, but the what seems to come through more is that feeling that soul connection with the AI, and I guess again losing that autonomy there, like being giving your power over to it just because of it being something that is so close to you and you want to stay close to it. So yeah, within there's many stories about what has happened with the galactic wars, and I try not to go too into that, and I try to stay open-minded for whatever it is that my client is going to bring into my field, so that way I try to not be bringing anything into their field. So I don't have any preconceived notions or anything. Uh, what I do see is similar patterns, and that helps me. Like there's a lot of oftentimes it's symbology that comes through, so it helps me be like, oh yes, now I understand what this is, and that's what it's been like with a couple of clients. That have come from the Pleiades. I know I've been in one of the stars, like I guess on the outer edge of the constellation. Um, but I guess the people that have that core Pleiadian energy, um, it's many times like these clients have come through, and we're going back to this world of theirs where they can receive deep healing, and it's like it's a sanctuary for their soul, and it's always such an honor to be able to help bring them there and to witness it and then bring them back here into this body. So we're able to, shift through our mind and visit these places that we've been before, and then allow that to rejuvenate us and then come back in. So we always have access to all of um, these frequencies out there. And I guess the more I work with people, it's about trying to help reconnect them back into their soul frequency and to their soul essence. And that can be shaped by so many different things. And that's why I feel like we most likely have all been um, in many different stars. And so it may be important to you to know which one is your star home. And I'm just letting you know that for others, for myself, that it wasn't as important to know the star home. Yes, it was exciting and great and it has made more sense, but it's something that is just, just another part of me that I know I have and I can continue moving through. And just trying to think which other story to share. Because there are so many star races out there. And as I was saying, my star home doesn't have a name, but some of the common names you may hear is, as I've said before, the Pleiades. There's many different stars within the Orion cluster galaxy. Um, you've got Sirius A and B and C, and you've got Lyra or Lyra, however you choose to say it, and Arcturus. So there's they're just some of the ones that I guess I know I have connections to, and there are many out there. So if you feel like you're not able to find the information for what feels true to you, again, don't let that feel like you're less than. Just know that maybe no one has connected to your star yet, that those that are, bringing out content books or that. And then if you do find something, then that's awesome and allow yourself to receive what you need to receive from that and whether that feels something up in you or just helps shine a light on whatever the next thing is for you to look at, then allow that to be. So I will end it with a card that I pulled from the Rebecca Campbell Starseed Oracle. I pulled it for a friend today, and someone else pulled it at the Soul Evening on Friday night. And it is double mission. Lightworker, Starseed, serve the world by being you. And that's really what I want you to focus on, just by being you, because with the search for the Starseed connection, you may often then find your purpose, like what it is that you came to this earth to do, because so many of us have come to the earth with this job, with this mission, this purpose, and it is most likely something that only we can do because we've got that combination of all those different stars that we've been through, so all of those different frequencies, and that's going to offer the earth what she needs. But at the same time, remember that you are a human being. You are a soul having a human experience. So don't forget that. Don't lose your humanness, your humanity, and stay connected to what gives you joy, where your creative outlets are. And I guess returning back to the playground that the earth used to be and should continue to be, and how can you invite more playfulness into your life, so when you do find your purpose, or if you have already found your purpose, then just ensure that you are still making time for you and what you and then within that there's what you came here to learn and experience as a soul, because this is Earth School, so there is always things that we are being invited to learn, and that in itself can be humbling as well. So don't feel like there's any hierarchy over being a star seed or not, because there are earth seeds as well. I remember doing one of my soul evenings, and I was talking about, yeah, we're going to go. This might have been not long after finding my star home, actually. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to help you all find your star home. So we're going to, yeah, go journey out there. And then at the end, someone shared that they went out and then they came back onto the earth. And then that's when I realized, oh, there's earth seeds as well. So if you want a video on earth seeds, let me know and I can bring that out as well. But I think in the double mission, there's many layers to it that for myself, I know my mission here is to be helping the mothers, and that's on so many layers, but one of them is to be helping the mothers of the starseeds, the crystal children. And they keep coming up with different names for these children, like different, just, like millennials and all that. So they've got different names for the different starseed frequencies as they keep coming through, because the children that are coming through are different, because the karmic wheel is said to have been ended on Earth. So we're not stuck in that karmic cycle anymore. So more souls are coming in that haven't been on Earth before. So part of it is because they are here to bring something new and exciting, and that's going to be new and exciting. But then part of it is also realizing that they actually want to experience something on Earth as well. And maybe they knew that coming in, or maybe they're actually realizing it as they are moving through this world and want to have that human experience and see what it's all about. And it can be hard for the parents of these children that are so much more connected to the unseen, and they can feel things and they can see things, and whether they have the language to share it with us or not, you can. I'm sure you know, if speaking to you, that your child is connected to something else that is so much bigger, and that's why I'm working with the parents, because we are the cycle breakers. We want to, you know, end all of those generational patterns and societal conditioning, so that our children are free to really be like, stay connected to it and to see what that is going to open up for them. And that can be hard, because as we are parenting these special children, we're also having to reparent ourselves. And so that's why my mission is around the mother, more specifically, but with parents in general. And my daughter, my youngest daughter, who we are a soul split, she has some other big mission, and I know that I'm here to help her with her mission. I don't know exactly what it is. I know it's very connected to what the children are bringing. So I'm allowing myself to stay open to the surprise, so I get to enjoy it as well. But I also know that I need to be helping the children. And something that the children are also doing is being these mirrors. I shared a video talking about how our children are our biggest mirrors, and for mainly the mums, but there are some brave dads as well. They're seeing what these mirrors are showing them, and they're making the changes. But I feel like the mirrors are really shining brightly on the dads now, because it's time for more and more of them to step up as the toxic masculine energy is leaving us, so that we can all be stepping into the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and divine union, and allow those energies to move through us and just enjoy what that brings. So that's my double mission. But then the other double mission, as I was saying before, is the having your starseed mission and also having your own personal soul mission. And both within all of it, I hope that there is joy and playfulness woven within it, which is something I'm very much trying to invite into mine, because I was so conditioned to always be doing and working hard. And so the more I untangle that thread from my ancestry, then the more it opens up into all the playfulness energies that are coming through. And my invitation to you is to just always practice discernment with what you are tuning into, but also have that childlike curiosity, that you know, eyes wide open with wonder, and enjoy what you can see through that, without having to analyze things and be logical and just allow yourself to go with it while also still practicing your discernment, which I know can sound a bit funny to say, but the more that's because we still have so much woven trapped within our body that we are having to, break down these barriers, build that trust again, and hopefully that connection is much cleaner for our children, or we're helping to restructure that for them as well. So that is, I guess, my sharing on what a starseed is, which is probably a bit different to some stuff you've heard before, but I will end it with saying that my children are my biggest guides. They are the one that led me on this path, and I know I'm not the only one when I say that because so many of us, whether it's the horse energy and, had the blinkers on, but if it wasn't for them, I would have been living a much different life to what I am now. And having the, you know, willingness to stay curious, to be open-minded, to be wide-minded, to just question things all the time, but not out of fear and just, um, with that open heart that is, just again, it's that childlike wonder that's just what wants to keep coming through and allow that to be what guides you. I think I will end it at that. And if you have anything that you would like to share in the comments, maybe share what star systems you have connected to if you are a star seed. I would love to hear that. So please drop that in the comments. Bye for now.